Before we get too late into this so-called show, Jokers. Everyone caught up on Jokers?
Oh, yes.
Okay. So Jokers, this episode had several moments where I had to actually pause the show because I was laughing so hard and didn't want to miss what was coming up
Oh, it was
next.
so good.
Yeah, it was a good one. I wish I'd watched it a second time before doing this, but
me too. This is the first time I haven't watched it twice in
it was
2 days.
It was hilarious.
Oh man, what was it? Joe. It was Joe versus Sal, right? And didn't Joe start losing it when Sal started to read his thing, or was it vice versa?
It was vice versa. I think
they were doing the subscription services.
Yeah.
I'm gonna look it up here now. Just the.
So Adam Sandler's been the director since 2013 and the producer of The Price is Right.
Okay, but he doesn't own it though.
Well, that's what production companies, The Price is Right Productions, from 2003 to present. Yeah, I can't. It doesn't say like who actually owns it.
What episode was that?
I think it was episode. Was it 7?
6 or 7, maybe.
Because they did that, and then what was the first challenge?
They've gone back to consistently doing the 2 challenge and then the punishment.
The first challenge was clearly made before the pandemic.
Oh, they went back.
They were in the grocery store.
Right.
The money drop.
Was that your $20?
That was. Sal shot himself in the foot on that one.
So it's episode 7, Pity and Pink.
Okay.
Yep. Pity and Pink.
Season 9 if you need it. So it was the most ridiculous myrrh. It's just like, so I can put it in your waistband?
Yeah.
And then they gave him the loss anyways because he didn't end up with it. But it's like he should have just been like, "Oh, here's the $20," and then he's like, "Oh, I win."
Yeah.
It would have been less funny, but he would have won.
Right.
But then Joe had the old woman where he's just like, "I want to buy this dead skunk off this kid outside."
She was clearly not from around here, though. English was not her first language.
It is when non-Americans are on the show. It's so good because they're being polite and they're probably not too certain about social mores or whatever. So they end up being very nice.
Yeah.
And they don't.
For the record, she could have been American just because she doesn't speak English, guys.
Yeah, but not culturally American. Like she didn't grow up here, and usually, like, if she came in from a different culture, any culture, she may not know what is, So when I was in Germany. Apparently, it's not okay to smile at people. But I just naturally so we got stared at all the time because we're smiling in public, and they don't like. I guess you just don't do that. Or like striking up conversation with strangers, you don't do that. And
guys, I think I'm moving to Germany.
Sounds great.
Sounds like nothing's bad ever happened at Germany.
It does sound awesome.
I can't get the. All right.
Yeah, so it's the picking the $20 up, and then they had the subscription services, but I'm not. I don't remember what the subscription services were.
Hold on one sec with the grocery store, because Q combined this event with another Joker's event. Like, I don't think he was trying to. When he was trying to convince the guy to give him $20 to unclog his toilet, and the other guy's like, "I could feed my children with this."
Oh.
And he brought in a third party, and they had to convince him for the $20. So they combined it to an old skit where it's just like, "Oh yeah, you got to get a third person to break the tie."
Yeah.
Right. Yeah, that's hilarious.
And then they were talking to that older gentleman, and it was just like when they ran into that guy from the Olympics.
Yeah.
The Superhuman Athlete.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
So all of a sudden, like afterwards, now we're just talking to this old guy about toilets and about how old he is and how many grandkids he has.
I love how Q asked him, he's like, "Can I use your bathroom after this?" And the guy hesitated. He didn't want to say yes, and he's like, "I guess." But like he
that's like New York Bachelor. He doesn't have anybody, So the first person that he sees and can have a conversation with, he does. And then it gets too far where he just wants him to go to his house, but it's too late now. He can't say no. They've already become the best of friends.
Oh, man. What did you guys think about the punishment, though?
I need to remember what it was.
They turn...
Dyed his lawn pink.
Yeah, it wasn't the best.
If they actually had like the Home and Garden magazine come and take the picture, instead it was that Rob Emmer guy, which is hilarious that every time he comes, he messes something up. Like,
it's terrible.
Well, I think it's because Murr hates him.
But,
I think is why it was funny.
But it would have been so funny if he did accidentally back up into Murr's gate like he almost did. If they didn't stop him, that would have made the punishment so much better if he accidentally takes out Murr's gate, and which wasn't supposed to be a part of it.
So that was shot last summer. I think that's pretty obvious because like you don't get grass like that around this area past summer. Fall it starts turning off color. But my thing is just like if
they live all in New York.
Yeah.
Right?
Jersey.
Like Long Island area.
That's New York.
Well,
but anyways, so if you really want to, after like 10 minutes, you notice like, oh, this pink isn't coming up.
Yeah.
That you would just stop and wait for.
That's the thing is it was just he didn't have to do it.
Mm-hmm. But then Rob Emmer showing up is very funny.
It was funny. I love that he came in. Yeah.
Can't use the Polaroid.
His coat gets stuck in the car.
Oh, right.
Takes out the gate, which I believe 100% from watching all these episodes, which he was going to take out that car.
Yeah.
Or take out that gate.
Which would have been great.
Let's see. We got
even Joe said at the end there. He's like, "Oh, we shouldn't have said anything. We should have let him take out the gate."
I know. Why did they say anything?
I
don't
think
want to get hurt.
There's definitely like I don't think Joe was really saying anything. He was trying to get Q and Sal to stop, but I think Q and Sal kind of have a sense of like, no, that would be awful if he took out his gate. Like it wasn't planned at all. Like I think they would genuinely feel bad in a way.
Yeah. I think that just the dyeing it pink, the yard, was enough. Yeah. And then having him come home and they needed one extra little thing. But to be honest, I don't really care about the punishment. I would rather there were no punishments and then they just did more challenges. But you have to have that element of the game.
I did like the moles.
Oh.
The what? Oh, that was funny, yeah.
And at one point Joe goes like, this is probably doing a show during pandemic.
Yeah, right.
So even they realize like this is just not making sense. It's ridiculous.
Yeah, I think oh man, I forget what I was gonna say now. You guys can carry on.
As he's
smirking. You coming here today?
I'm not gonna be able to. I got meetings all afternoon after this. I was gonna try and get there this morning, but
I was just gonna turn the heat up and make it a sauna, and invite a bunch of old sauna guys to come hang out with me. So I want to make sure that you weren't gonna be here for that.
Are you guys gonna do?
Am I not cool enough?
Are you guys gonna do that electric dance or whatever?
Guys?
It's electric.
Oh. The electric slide.
The electric slide.
Inappropriate,
I tried
Marco.
Electric slide once. Wasn't very fun.
They closed the playground soon after.
I brought a car battery and some wires to my local playground. Apparently, I'm a menace to society.